Okay, Mary, I can't find my tripod, so I've got this propped on the counter. Sorry about that. So kefir water. This kefir water here has been sitting on the counter for 24 hours. You can see the grains bubbling up and down. So after 24 hours, I put it into a plastic strainer and dump it in a bowl, which we'll do right now. And there are the grains in the bowl. And now here I just have some sour water. Okay, so let's set up for tomorrow. Now, if you have filtered water, like in your refrigerator or something, that's great, use that. I don't have any filtered water, so I just keep reusing these water bottles. And what I do is I fill them with water and then I leave them sitting on the counter overnight. And there's like bleach or some scientific name for it that actually evaporates off. You can use tap water, but our tap water is treated, and sometimes the things in the tap water to kill bacteria also kill these good bacteria. So you can either buy filtered water, you can get filtered water out of your fridge, or you can just let your water gas off overnight, which is what I do. I've been doing that for years and it works great. Okay, so this now has some residual grains and some water in it. This is a quart bottle, and in this quart bottle I'm going to put 4 tablespoons of sugar. You need 1 tablespoon of some nutrient sugar. This is coconut sugar. You could use maple syrup or honey or some molasses, something that has it's a slight nutrient value, but they actually have some minerals in them that the grains like. I've been using straight up coconut sugar for years and have never changed it out, and it works great. Then I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of just regular sugar. I happen to buy the organic sugar at Costco, but you can just use white sugar, it's fine. Okay, so 1 quart of water, 4 tablespoons of sugar. And I'm just going to stir it, not very much, just enough to kind of dissolve the sugar, mostly dissolve the sugar. Now, I'm going to take the grains that are in here, and they grow, right? So about a tablespoon is all you need in here. So now I have these extra grains, but in case you want to get some grains from me, I'm going to put these, I don't know, it's probably a teaspoon of grains in here. I don't regulate this to 1 tablespoon every time I do it. I do it for several days, and then I see they've grown, and then I take a tablespoon off and dump the rest in my compost pile. So this is ready to sit on the counter for 24 hours. You can put a coffee filter over the top of this. It needs air exchange. This is literally an old dish towel that I have cut and just keep reusing. I wash it sometimes. Put a little rubber band around that. Air exchange can happen. And then I'm just going to set that on the counter till tomorrow morning. That will ferment overnight. Now, again, we have just this sour liquid in here. You could go ahead and drink that right now if you want to and get all the awesome probiotic effects. It's already fermented and ready to go. I like to do a second ferment to make soda, right? So the second ferment just requires 1 tablespoon of sugar to be added here. The bacteria are going to eat that sugar and create carbon dioxide, carbon dioxide. I hope I'm saying that right. They're gonna get fizzy. So I'm stirring this a little bit to get that sugar that I added stirred up. Now this is a time when you could add some flavoring. Sometimes I put some ginger in here, or you could put, I don't know, a little, I mean, these are the bottles I'm using. I like a flip top bottle. It has a nice secure lid, you know. You could literally use a canning jar if you want. Just something with a lid that keeps the carbonation in there. So I'll stir that enough so I don't feel the grit in there anymore. You could also use like maybe a couple of tablespoons of like grape juice or orange juice or any, because they all have sugar. Fruit juice is not going to have as dense sugar as like a tablespoon of straight up sugar, right? But so you kind of have to experiment. If I was adding juice, I'd probably add a couple of tablespoons. Anyway, okay, now I'm going to take this liquid and pour it into my bottle. I just go up to where the neck of the bottle starts. I like to leave a little head space in there. If you go up too high, there's nowhere for the gases to kind of collect. Better chance of exploding the bottle. I've never had a bottle explode, by the way. Okay, those bottles are now filled to there, and I'm going to put the lid on. And I'm going to, well, somewhere in here I have tape. I'm going to label that. Hey, Reese, did you move the tape somewhere? Oh, I'm propped on. I got my phone propped on it. That's hilarious. Excuse me, Mary. I got to get this tape. Gosh. Okay. I just use masking tape. And today is 5/10. And I label these because I always have a lot of bottles and I want to eat the oldest first. So that says 5/10, and I'm literally going to let these sit out, well, actually in my pantry for 2 days. After 2 days, I put them in the refrigerator and leave them there until I drink them. This is the oldest one here is 5/7, so you can see I've been drinking it. And let's see what happens when that's opened, which is kind of fun. Oh, that was perfect. It just had a little burp and some fizziness. Sometimes it's so fizzy, it just goes up and wants to explode out. So I always open it. I keep my hand on that and then just let a little air. Sometimes I have to let the air escape really slowly because it's got a lot of fizz in it. That one's not too terribly fizzy, which is how I actually like it. It's perfect. Just like a little burp. So those two are going to go in the pantry for 2 days. And then I'll put them in the fridge and drink them when I'm ready. I hope that gives you what you need. Feel free to ask me any questions.